We've been saying for months that the USMCA is a bad deal, but now the official ITC report has been released. Stay tuned for the highlights. I'm Robin Kinderman, and you're watching JBS Straight Talk. The U.S. International Trade Commission, or ITC, has released a report on the likely economic impact of the USMCA. Unfortunately for Team Trump, it leaves much to be desired. For example, according to page 43, the economy-wide model estimates that many aspects of the U.S. economy would likely grow under USMCA. Estimates indicate that U.S. real GDP would grow by 0.35%, $68.2 billion, and employment would grow by 0.12%, about 176,000 jobs. Exports to Canada and Mexico would increase by about 5.9 and 6.7%, $19.1 billion and $14.2 billion, respectively. That sounds pretty good, until you realize that according to the ITC, we'd have to wait 6 years from the time the USMCA is implemented to see those results. The ITC also warns that while we may see a positive impact on employment for domestic production of manufacturing parts, there would be a negative impact on employment in vehicle production manufacturing. This is on top of the 4 million manufacturing jobs we've already lost to NAFTA. Even worse, USMCA might wipe out our country's entire cattle industry. Towards the bottom of page 302, the ITC report states in part, NAFTA was fundamentally flawed upon its inception. Its provisions empowered multinational beef packers to indiscriminately displace domestic cattle and beef production with cheaper, undifferentiated imports of both cattle and beef. This is contributing to the hollowing out of America's rural communities. This will only get worse under the USMCA. On page 303, the report ominously predicts, the proposed USMCA incorporates NAFTA's fundamentally flawed provisions. It is expected that the USMCA will now cause the elimination of the critical mass of competitive marketing channels and industry infrastructure needed to sustain an independent family farm and ranch system of cattle production in the United States. Thus, the new USMCA will accelerate the destruction of the U.S. cattle industry as we know it today. So I guess with the USMCA, you can expect to get your beef from anywhere but the U.S. Gross. All that bad news is just the economic impact. Let's not forget the potential long-term effects on our nation's sovereignty. In fact, the word sovereignty is not mentioned in any of the report's 375 pages. As we've covered countless times already, the USMCA will accelerate the economic integration of North America. Some may think there are perks to the USMCA, but let's not forget the endgame. The economic integration is essential for the complete merger of the US, Mexico, and Canada into an eventual North American Union. So while there are certainly some so-called gains or positive impacts on our economy, it will all be meaningless if we lose our country. It's pretty simple. The USMCA won't grow the US economy. Instead, it intends to replace it with a North American economy, unless we stop it. With the ITC report now done, it won't be long before Congress moves to vote on USMCA implementation. This means we need to act now. Contact your representative and senators and urge them to reject the USMCA. Together, we can save American sovereignty. Until next time, take care and God bless.